Welcome, Fade to Black breaking news. I'm Jimmy Church. All the news that you need on this Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. Let's kick it off with on this day in history, 1968. Apollo 8, the first manned mission to the moon, is launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, with astronauts Frank Borman, James Lovell, and William Anders on this day in 1968. Here's your Fader fact today. Tyromancy is a form of divination that involves observing cheese to predict the future. And that is your Fader. It's tyromancy with a Y. Here's your breaking news today. Lots of stuff. Heavy NASA coverage today. We'll get to all of that. Today is the winter solstice, and it's the longest night of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, which also means that winter is coming. Winter is coming today. And it's also officially the shortest day of the year. Happy winter solstice, everybody. And let's get to the news. NASA first up, second up, third up, fourth up today. NASA announced today that its InSight lander, designed to understand the geologic life story of Mars, has completed its mission on the red planet. The spacecraft relied on solar power, and after too much and too many years on Mars, its sunlight collecting panels have built up too much dust to generate enough power to run the lander. For months now, the InSight team has been expecting the lander to fall silent. Now the robot has missed 2 calls home. NASA will keep listening, though, but doesn't expect to hear anything more from the lander. NASA's Ingenuity Mars helicopter flew for the 37th time on Saturday and stayed aloft for 55 seconds and covered 203 feet. Its third flight this month. Also today, NASA delayed a planned spacewalk for the International Space Station at the last moment after a large piece of a Russian space debris came dangerously close to the ISS. Astronauts Frank Rubio and John Casada were getting ready to go out from the airlock to install new solar arrays when Mission Control commanded them to halt the work. Instead, the space station performed an emergency maneuver to get out of the way of the debris that is on track to get dangerously close to the lab later today. The spacewalk has been rescheduled for tomorrow. The debris in question is a piece of a Russian rocket. It's 11 feet wide, and it's the upper stage used on Soyuz and Zenith launchers. Google's management issued a code red. That's right. A code red amid the launch of ChatGPT, the AI chatbot created by OpenAI. All of this over concerns of the future of the Google search engine. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google's the CEO of Google's parent company Alphabet, I almost said G's, participated in several meetings around Google AI strategy and has directed the company to refocus their efforts on addressing the threat that ChatGPT poses on its search engine business. Now, Google's research, trust and safety division, and other departments have been directed to assist in the development and launch of new AI prototypes and products. Employees have now been asked to build AI products that generate art and graphics similar to OpenAI's DALL-E. Yeah. If you're not first, you're last, and Google doesn't like being last. Warner Brothers Pictures recently released the first Barbie teaser, right? Teaser trailer, and it's a spot-on homage to the famous Dawn of Man opening from director Stanley Kubrick's 1968 classic, 2001, A Space Odyssey. And I know what you're saying. You're like, what? Instead, check this out. Instead of, the group of prehistoric apes having that revelatory moment in the presence of a mysterious black monolith that shows up in the morning, instead of that, same scene. It's pretty incredible, actually. You have young girls playing with old-fashioned baby dolls, and then they start smashing their toys to bits. And then a towering Barbie, Margot Robbie, by the way, she appears like the monolith did. Now she's the monolith, and she's giant, and she's in high heels and a bathing suit. Some things you just can't make up. And hey, it's actually very, very cool. Go and check it out. I'm going to watch that movie just because of that trailer. It did its job. All right. Arizona's state board is vetting water supply augmentation proposals for Arizona, and yesterday passed a non-binding resolution in support of a massive seawater desalination plant in Mexico's Sea of Cortez. A partnership led by Israeli IDE Technologies pitched the multi-billion-dollar plan to the Water Infrastructure Finance Authority of Arizona's board, saying it could replace or complement declining Colorado River water that flows through the Central Arizona Project's canal. The plant would remove salt from seawater and pump it north into the canal, where it would flow through Maricopa, Pinal, and Pima counties. Wow. Incredible. I'm surprised we don't have more desalination plants around the world. The Drug Enforcement Administration said yesterday that it has seized more than 379 million fatal doses of illegal fentanyl this year, as Mexican drug trafficking organizations continue to flood the United States with the cheap synthetic opioid. The agency said it has confiscated more than 10,000 pounds of fentanyl powder and 50.6 million illegal fentanyl tablets, all in 2022. That's enough to kill every citizen of the United States. Incredible. The Taliban, that's right, the Taliban in Afghanistan, has suspended university education for all female students. The latest step in its brutal clampdown on the rights and freedoms of Afghan women. Twitter, back in the news. Twitter has been hit with allegations from 100 former employees affected by mass layoffs at the company, including that it unfairly laid off more women than men, terminated employees who were actively on medical or parental leave, and reneged on promises related to severance pay. The allegations were included as part of the former employees' demands for arbitration against the company, according to a statement yesterday by attorney Shannon Liz Reardon. She is the same attorney who has right now has brought 4 class action lawsuits against Twitter by former employees affected by Elon Musk's takeover. And that's it. That's all of the Fade to Black breaking news you need for this Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. Breaking news is produced by Renee Newman, and I'm just going to say it now.